they certainly paid off. I think the Zealots were the turning point for that fight.
Absolutely.
They performed their function admirably.
Yeah, but again, right? If Forrest had Blink and he blinked up there and targeted down some Colossus, I think it would be pretty even, in terms of the way the battle might have gone.
All right, let's get this game going while we continue discussing. Game 3, you loaded up and ready, Ether?
Yeah.
Cool. We'll go in 3, 2, 1, go. So here we have, at the bottom right, in the 4 o'clock position,
Microzone. Forest
and in the upper left, at the 11 o'clock position.
Microzone. Cars.
All right, there we go.
I don't
Blue
have different
Protoss.
team names, so I have to give them a different feel.
Uh-huh. Gotta act like it was different days in the recording studio.
Yeah. Different levels of sobriety for the announcer himself.
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good.
That's funny.
So they build pylons. How do you feel like that, from a strategy perspective, Ether? How do you feel about pylons being built on 9?
Man, pylons, they're so overrated, man. I mean, like, why build them, Like,
I don't even know.
just, like, get more probes, man.
Yeah, just get probes. Just go straight
Yeah.
to 10.
I'm
Sit there for a while.
surprised that Cards even builds them. I mean, I think he made his position on pylons very clear in the last game.
He's really not happy about Forest Runner's pylons and where they were in life.
I think Forest Runner's best defense is to, like, build pylons in random places on the path of the Colossus.
Exactly. It's like when I play against Ultras and I just put things in their way. Because screw them.
By the way, screw you.
Shut up, Zergy. I do what I want.
Dude, that's like
Your
picking
giant beetle
on...
pincer
You're intentionally
units.
picking on the gigantic hulking disabled children of
Yeah.
the Zerg army.
Yeah.
Like, that's exactly what it is.
Mhm.
You know they have tiny, useless pathing.
Yeah, they're
And you
pathing
just-
disabled, and I'm gonna make everything I can out of that. Look, it's gonna take me 200 APM to beat them, so...
I mean, it's just ridiculous because, like, Blizzard's all like, they made this really awesome unit, and people aren't using them because
they
pathing
just herp
sucks.
derp around.
I know. I mean, that's so sad. It's not like, oh, they do like too little damage or like their spells suck, but it's purely their pathing sucks.
Yeah. They can't
That's
go
so
places
sad.
effectively.
They're too big, and it's way too easy to take advantage of that.
Yeah. Hey, it's great. I'm loving
And
it.
double gas again for both players.
Ah,
Hoping to see some DT play here because like there is absolutely no reason to get 2 gases up that early, but we'll see what happens.
I didn't think that you were allowed to build these until you were horribly behind.
yeah, isn't that a rule?
The
I've
Protoss
never-
mantra.
I've never had a DT pop up in my base unless I just won a big-ass battle.
So actually, it looks like Cards might be the one to build a forward pylon this time. He's got that probe sitting around at the 3rd. He did not scout the 2nd gas, but he is hanging out over there.
And Forest Runner,
Runner's
as
at the
usual, has
natural.
his probe up there trying to get a forward pylon as well.
Yeah,
Sometime
it
in the
does
near
look like he'll
future.
place one soon.
Also looks like he spent at least one chrono boost on his warp gate.
He is ahead a little bit. Yeah, there it is. There's the pylon just below the natural. Right there.
Still nothing for Cards, hanging out.
Yeah, Card's not willing to build that yet. He is not ready to go, but he has added on 2 gateways, so we have 3 gateways for Cards, and only 2 gateways for Forest Runner. So if it comes down to it, oh, he is building Robo now.
Now help me out, Ether. It looks like if Cards drops another...
Oh, the
two-
forward pylon will not happen.
Oh.
Denied by Forest Runner Stalker.
The chrono boosting on the warp gates.
Oh yeah, it looks like if he dropped another two on that warp gate, he would have had it out, you know, a little bit closer to the time the 2 gates were finishing up.
Yeah. So there is a build where you don't spend actually you only spend 1 chrono on the cyber core. What you do is you spend most of your chronos on the warp gates itself, and that would allow you to get 2 zealots and 2 stalkers really quick before your opponent has anything. But yeah, I'm not seeing that. I think it's just a style that Cards has to get some defensive to get that sentry up pretty early actually, which is good. I mean, because the sooner you get a sentry out, the faster he gets more energy. And see, when Forest Runner is about to attack, he has enough energy for 2 force fields instead of just 1.
We
So
have something really similar here where Forest Runner is warped in 4 stalkers
I'm-
and he's moving right up the ramp.
There we
Oh,
go.
and this time Cards nails it.
that is an awesome force field, and he pulls that weakened stalker back. Great
Excellent.
Cards, very
Yep,
impressive.
saves it with 12 hit points.
Yep.
Very nice.
All right. So
Exactly what you want to do. Cut their army exactly in half, which is, I did the math here like real quick. It's 2 stalkers and 2 stalkers.
Yeah.
4.
Nice
and
job.
that's
that's
half.
why we
I
need more
congratulate
analysts on this show.
Yeah. Do the math.
And he finds the pile.
Yep. Nice. So Cards doing a great job. Supply blocks his opponent, gets the Immortal out, and then just chills it at home and gets a late Nexus, it looks like.
Now that-
Because Forest Runner did the same thing where he built the 4 stalkers, expanded behind it, poked up the front. So it looks like he's got this plan.
What happened is that Forest has been playing this little game of dodge the force field, and I feel like Cards has been slapped around a little bit, taking
Yeah.
advantage of the first few games. He's not having any more of that. He's learned his lesson. And Forest Runner doesn't like the taste of it, and that's why we're seeing a warp prism sneak around the bottom left-hand corner of the map.
Yeah, this is Retribution.
Yeah.
Vengeance Prism.
He didn't get his kicks
That's
earlier.
what they were called.
Vengeance
Yeah,
In the
Warp
alpha,
Prism
they were
with
Vengeance Prisms.
Vengeance.
with 3 warp gates behind it. So let's see what he can do, because he can warp in a maximum of 3 zealots.
Yeah, that's a little bit low, it seems like.
Now this is going to be a test.
Yeah.
of Cards'
Double
reaction.
Forge, by the way, from Cards. He's already put down that Double Forge, kind of similar to last game.
He has
Yeah.
sight over his entire base.
Oh, Han lagged out.
No.
Oh,
Win
Han
has
was
left
watching
the
this game?
Yeah. Apparently they had observers.
Going straight.
Here we
into the
go.
line.
Warp Prism play.
No reaction yet from Cards. There we go.
Pretty quick. Gets those.
Oh, there we go.
There's the mineral walk. But only some of the probes, really. He left just enough to get eaten. Oh, your army!
8
Come on!
probes. 9 probes. 10 probes. No, he didn't get the 10th.
The Immortal is in a fist fight.
Oh no! Get that out of there! No! Immortal, don't do it! Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay, so the Immortal lives, but he has half his hit points gone. That's a little bit rough.
That Immortal took way too much damage.
Yeah, I'm gonna say that was pretty successful on the part of Forest Runner, and in addition, he scouted everything. As long as he clicked on the robotics bay, he knows it's there. So it was building, he would have had to click on it, but no additional buildings from Forest Runner.
And on the units lost tab, we have 900 resources lost for Forest Runner, so he's still lost. I mean, he's still behind in terms of resources lost. I think those 2 stalkers that he lost in that early game really, really hurt him.
Yeah, and it gave him a little bit of a probe lead. He's only up 4 though.
Yeah, it's odd. It's like we're seeing these guys play out of each other's playbooks this time around. This time it's Forest Runner who's going heavy upgrades with Warp Prism Harass.
What?
Right.
Forest Runner doesn't have upgrades. Cards
Oh,
has
yeah.
upgrades. It's kind of half and half.
I flipped the 2 thingies. on
Cards
the left.
continuing to upgrade, but Forest Runner is doing the Warp Prism Harass this time.
Yeah, I
so there he
remember
goes.
Forest Runner has like
Oh no, the
700
stalkers
minerals
from Cards.
loading.
Nice. It just looked like it was part of Cards Warp in. So he saves the Stalker. Nice micro. And I mean, this Warp Prism Harass from Forest Runner is good, but to really make this the most effective, he needs to be doing more than one thing. Because, I mean, really, if you do one thing, your opponent can do one thing, right? But the advantage is in knowing what 2 things are going to happen and being able to push both of those at the same time.
Yeah, we got some final down, but Forest Runner was stuck at 84 food.
A little bit of a macro problem.
Yeah,
Third.
I
Looks
mean,
like he's rectifying that now, but this is starting to higher
just to go back to that Warp Prism harass, I mean, Cards pulled back his entire army, and his army didn't have a Colossus at that time, back into his main. So if Force Runner positioned his main army up at Cards' natural and blocks out his entire army, they can't come down and ramp.
Exactly.
Cards would have lost an expansion and like 20 probes that's mining there.
Yeah, the most
For free.
effective way to drop is to, I mean, even if you know your army is inferior, right? Just put it out there. Warp in
Right.
those 2 or 3 zealots, then they have to either put in exactly the right amount, or they have to sledgehammer your zealots, right? And the
Yep.
typical response is to sledgehammer the zealots. Bring all the stalkers, or bring all your zealots. Warp in way too many things, something like that, right?
Right.
At that point, your army should be equivalent or better to whatever they have out in the front, unless you're horribly, horribly behind. So, to really stretch your opponent, that's the way you need to do it. So Forest Runner has got some good looks on that drop, and he's doing a good job. I mean, there's just one more step that he can take that to make it really a truly effective more than once.
Yep, that's exactly right. That's exactly right. I mean, if he zoned out that army up in the main, oof, he would have been so ahead by now. But it's all good. I mean, yeah, that was a good plan though, to do a Warp Prism harass. Still, I mean, he managed to get a third earlier than Cards, which would put him in a resource lead in just a little bit when that economy kicks in. So all in all, pretty good. I mean, he's got the general strategy right of harassing somehow and distracting while getting another expansion.
For sure, and I like his macro style here. So Cards does see that. He has the Observer parked over the third. He knows he's going to get his own third, and he's also way ahead in upgrades. He's at 1-1, getting 2-2, whereas Forest Runner just now getting ground level 1. But Forest Runner is pouring his gas into double robot, so he is cranking Colossus right now. Corona boosting them no less.
already like 4 immortals on the field. This is a very robo-heavy force. Incredibly dangerous for a Stalker Colossus.
Yeah, so we have 2 Immortals, 3 Colossus on one side, and 3 Colossus, 4 Immortals on the other side, with a bunch of force fields. So each player retaining their sentries, getting 3 to 5 each game, and keep doing a good job of keeping those around, not really losing them.
I have to commend Cards though for being patient and just hanging back and getting his own third. I mean, at this point in the game, you guys they're tied 1-1, right? And if I were Cards and I see a third coming up way before my third, I would be freaking out. I'd be like, all right, you know, now is the time when
Dive,
our army sizes
run.
are about the same. I want to engage right now before, you know, my opponent's economy kicks in and before he gets a larger army than I do, right?
Yeah, it
And
looks
but
like
Cards
he's
didn't do that.
considered
He's just chill. He's just like, you know what? I'm just gonna sit back and get my third and play this out, you know.
And he's
And,
like, no, I have my double forge, I know what I'm doing, I'm going to get those upgrades, and in the end, my army will be better than yours, despite maybe having a slight economical disadvantage. And the thing
Right.
about this is, Cards may have like a slower third, but his probe production is just a little bit better. So, in probes, he's still ahead,
I'd say
you know, despite the
significantly
Nexus.
better. Food,
Yeah.
Food, income, and growth.
Oh, I like this cannon.
Oh, we are seeing a fleet beacon and a
Oh,
dark
seriously?
shrine.
I turned off the production tab. Oh, snap.
And a
Oh,
Forest
snap.
Runner is going for the gold. He's going to
Dude.
Protoss it up this game.
He's gonna one up the
does.
tech, man. He's like, oh, you got Colossus army? All right, that's fine. I'm gonna
I
get
don't need
like
upgrades
a
if half
mothership.
your army's in a black hole.
All right, this is gonna be exciting. Let's
Yeah,
see if Forest Runner is really gonna go for it for that mothership. I mean, he is on 3 bases, and they're pretty fully saturated. So, and there he goes. He starts the mothership.
Nice. You can see
This
that
is gonna be
researching.
awesome.
Oh, that's going to happen.
Now,
Okay,
the
so
question
Dark
is he
Templar,
gonna go for
mothership.
a toilet though? Is that what the Dark Shrine is for? Is he really gonna figure out a way to make a bunch of Archons with those DTs, or
It would be
looks
my
like
guess
he's
that
sending
only
one
built
to
one DT.
Cards' third?
There's an awful lot of stalkers on Cards' side, by the way. He has 24 to about the 12 Forest Runner.
Yeah, and
And
while that
that Warp
DT is
Prism-
going to harass a third, Cards is harassing Forest Runner's third with a shuttle warp in. but we got 2 cannons there, so that might not
Yeah,
work
for
out
the
so well.
Zealots, they're just gonna run into the cannon.
Yo.
He backed
Oh
them
no.
up.
Go target some probes. There we go.
He only targeted